I was brought up in, quote, Bedford-Stuyvesant in my town. But I would like to say what scares us is I think we hear violence.
What you fear, and it's a deep guilt thing. White folks suffer. You are afraid that if we ever come to power, we will do to you and your fathers what you and your people have done to us.
Scary, ain't it? We remember that you didn't teach. We remember that you didn't teach. We remember that you didn't. We remember how you wouldn't want. Hope all that fear that you living with was worth it. Fuck, I look like praising y'all God. He never showed us mercy. You and my dogs get praised to Allah. Paint a picture perfect, sir. They say they listen if you preach, but it's all about how you work. How would you feel if I put lashes across your back? Come beat your main thing from the back and look you dead up in your eyes and you can't say shit. You ain't black. What type of chill that's gon' get? What type of kill gon' come get in you? That history you kickin'. Number ridicule and cap. Bitch, we been up on the map. Been way too cool. We show you how to do this. What if I pull up to murder your fam? But let you eat first, then let them have. What if you was coming with nothing but love and all for hate? Ain't got it in blood. Load up the blicker, then pick out your sister. Tell her you're missing, call you a thug. What if I was mad every time you was smiling? And the only emotion I showed you was violence. If you beating and that nigga wild. And you working for free, but my money power. And you working for me, all of your hours. And for family, I'm shipping them out. Bitch, I sell you for free, flexing my power. Bitch, I'm a divide and devour. Bitch, if I catch you at night all alone, bitch, are you running and I sitting at home? I hang you up, now you hanging around, stripping your britches and cutting around. Pick your invention and say that it's mine, and do it again and again over time. The hate that I feel, the hate that I will, yeah, I taught you. That's how teaching your kind. What if one day I said, nigga, you free? You can do you, but not better than me. And get your ass not you land on your feet. You building up something better off without me. Your community bust, he never need me, and never me jealous. Now I'm scorching your street. Ain't shit you could tell us. I bet they won't catch us. Big by the boat, drop a bomb from propellers. Bitches, you bonkers, out of your mind. Bitch, I'm a trickster. Give me your shine. Fuck if you bleed, just how I bleed. Fuck how you feel, you still ain't my kind. And fuck how you feel, you heal over time. And fuck if you don't, I'm still dealing with mine. I can wet you and they still let me slide. Blaming disorder, condition for crime. Bet if you trying to give you some time. And even if not, still hit with the time. Make you scared of success, I condition your mind. To the back of the bus, you ain't sitting with mine. You could build up my home, but no living around mine. Then I catch you around here, ain't no visiting time. I kept you in chains and taught you to hate, then took off the leash, start killing your kind. Then I'm like, I can offer you freedom, but you gotta fight in this war for me. Not your war, my war. And if we do good, I see how I treat you. I can offer you freedom, but never no peace. I can ship you some drugs that's for the elite. I'm oppressing your hood, I flood in the street. Then I send in my thugs, I call the police. They got the power, leaving them silent. Your hands in the air, bitch, I need them high. That's murder for high. I know that you tired, and you paying me for it. Your tax money die. I'm melanin busting more precious than gold. I might end up selling it. Put that on your soul. That test from the hood, start to speak to your soul. Bitch, I dig up your fruit just to give you a clue. You ain't matter back then, what the fuck thing really done changed. So what they got into you? What if I showed you this shit on a daily? Would you go cool, or keep it cool? Everything you do, coming out too cool. And I wanna do, I can't let you have it. I'ma take your move now.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the Campaign TV show. I am your host, brother King Cam, and I would like to welcome everybody to the show tonight. Y'all already know how we do it here on the Campaign TV show podcast. You know, we always have those intelligent, intellectual conversations about current news, the culture, music, hip hop, and everything dealing with the community. That track that y'all listen to is coming from a young brother artist out of Richmond, Virginia, by the name of Splacho Desi. Y'all make sure y'all check him out. Fire track right there, man. Really, you know, talking about what happens in our community with police violence and, you know, how we deal with police harassment on a daily basis. So that's a dope track. Make sure y'all check that out. So I got a special guest that's going to be joining me today, as y'all see. A young entrepreneur, young activist, creative. Sister Maya is going to be talking with us today, just giving us, you know, her story on how she has really taken over the streets and a voice for the youth. So what I want everybody to do first and foremost, before my sister introduces herself, is I need us to like, I need us to share, I need us to hit that comment section. Let me know where you checking in from. You know how we doing the Campaign TV show. We need to check in from all over the nation, national, international. Y'all know how we do it. Let's get some engagement going so we can push this out to as many people as possible. And if you're viewing from YouTube, then what I need you to do is I need you to comment as well. I need you to hit that bell so you can stay subscribed each and every time we come on live for the podcast, family. So we appreciate the YouTube family for that. So, Sister Maya, go ahead.
Nice to meet you guys. I am Maya Wright, and I'm a serial entrepreneur. And I have attended 5 high schools between the ages 15 and 17, and 2 colleges, Miami-Dade College and Spelman College. And I currently attend Florida A&M University. I'm the founder of Myne Mane, which is a streetwear clothing line that works to positively represent Black youth and the culture that we create through hip hop and dance and whatever passions that we may have.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So you talked about all
Yeah,
of the different schools. Huh?
No, it's a lot of folks from Philly. What's up? Okay.
Yeah. You see Philly in the building.
Yeah.
Newport News in the building as well. So yeah, we always got to get the check in from our people. So yes, sister. So you mentioned how many schools that you went to and all of those different things. Could you just tell us how you started the My Main brand and the creativity that went behind it?
Okay, so I attended 5 high schools, but well, yeah, and most of them were urban schools. But I did attend a few predominantly white schools, and what I noticed is that the resources weren't equal across the board. So for our Black students, the resources were available in our predominantly white schools, but they were highly selective about who they gave their resources to. And then at the Black schools, there weren't as many resources available, and we weren't aware of the opportunities that were available to us as much as predominantly white schools do. And I'll get to why that's important in a second. And then as for my clothing line, Miami, which is where I'm from, we have a strong dance culture. And we normally have Miami versus Jersey battles, dance battles. And what I noticed is that the clothing that we were,
What? Miami versus Jersey battles.
yes, sir.
What? That's all right.
We have those dance battles, and what I noticed is that the clothing that we were wearing is, brands like Champion or like a shirt, and nothing representative of our culture. And you can't tell the kids apart until they start dancing. So I feel as though you should be able to wear clothing. You should be able to represent yourself to the utmost degree without having to show for it. And that's what my streetwear does. It has positive affirmations. It has messages that speak of the culture and symbols as well. And as for like the difference between urban and predominantly white schools, I wanted to support the youth that don't have as much resources through a mentor site, which I'll get to later. You can ask me about.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So really this was inspired from the culture, of dance and hip hop. Like you mentioned, inspired from dance battles, and you wanted to create some streetwear that actually gave us identity.
Yes.
And because again, everybody was wearing Champion, Nike, everything that wasn't for us or by us, but we were repping it and actually giving it influence and giving it credibility in the streets. So that's a beautiful thing, because one thing I saw 50 Cent say in an interview was that Maybach don't have to run commercials. Rolls Royce don't have to run commercials because they got hip hop. They have hip hop music and they had the hip hop videos where we put the cars in there and give it credibility. So I think it's important that when you took the idea and said, listen, I'm going to create a brand of streetwear so that my people can wear it and represent and give it credibility, I think that's dope. I think that's so dope. So you talked about the lack of resources in the predominantly Black school. Could you tell the audience, what part of that played a huge role in your journey?
Okay, so going to 5 high schools was actually a social experiment that my parents had authorized, and it was because the first 2 schools that I went to, they were drastically different in how they taught, their Black children, or how they supported their Black children. So I became curious as to, was this the whole nation, or is it just me? So I would ask, friends that were already out of state, and I would record, their voices about, the things that they were experiencing in their environment, their home environment, their school environment, and the psychological impact it was having on them. And that's when I became inspired to, do something about it, because we can only talk about something for so much. But what I noticed is that the youth are very motivated, and it's just that our schools they lack mentorship programs and vocational programs that allow children to have vision or at least some sort of insight as to what they want to be in life. So, we go around in high school just taking reading, writing, and mathematics courses, and nothing that's like, oh, okay, this is what I'm going to be, this is what I'm going to be, nothing like that. So I just wanted to, through my streetwear, also inspire you to, take pride in where they're from, despite the tribulations, but also, be motivated to pursue your dreams, regardless of the situation that you're in.
Yes, ma'am. So what can you say that the youth are really asking for as it um as it pertains to the older generation? What are the
Mhm.
youth asking to be done, or what are they looking to try to do to better our condition?
I think the youth are looking for guidance and mostly mentorship and motivation. Somebody to tell them that they're capable of doing what they want to do. A lot of youth don't take action because they don't believe that they're capable. And we consider it,
Mm,
laziness or somebody sitting in the back of the class putting their head down. It's not because well, it could be because of the environment. The environment is not stimulating enough, but it's also, deeply rooted in their subconscious mind that they won't be able to do the work that is given to them, and also the work might not even apply to what they're actually passionate about.
wow, wow. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that the education that we are learning in the public school system is really obsolete.
Hmm.
It's really not. It doesn't have the ability to keep the youth interested. So as you mentioned, when you talk about people being in the back of the class with their head down and acting as if they uninterested, is because really the minds of the youth are far more developed than that of the education and the knowledge that's actually being taught in the schoul system.
Hmm. And it
So
gets
is that a
repetitive. It gets repetitive and annoying.
Wow, see, that's what I'm saying. Repetitive and annoying. And I was saying that when I was in school. So, as you can see, it's just getting worse and worse and worse. So, what inspired the streetwear and the different designs that you have? Because I noticed that you do designs specific to location. So, you have like Chicago, you have Miami, New York. Talk about what inspires the different cultures of those different cities.
Okay, so most streetwears just are like, jogging pants and like baggy shirts and graphic tees and things of that nature that just show hip hop, but they don't necessarily separate the difference between those areas, because in Texas we got chopped and screwed, and then
Right, right,
Alabama, we
right.
got dirty South, so it's it's different, and we can't just group them all together like we came from the same place when we did it. So in like the DMV area, what's it called, DC, Maryland, Virginia, they got something called Beat Your Feet, and it's the
Oh
opposite.
yeah, I'm from the DMV. I'm from the
Oh,
DMV.
okay,
Yeah, yeah, DMV in the building. You already know. Gotta have the DMV straight up, straight up.
Yeah. So, but what's crazy is that in Florida, in Miami mostly, we have something called Street Bully Walk, which is literally the opposite movement of Beat Your Feet.
Okay.
You know? So I just think it's important to highlight, the culture itself in that particular area, rather than just grouping everybody together as one.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So you're a dancer as well, correct?
Oh no, I'm not a dancer. I'm
Oh,
not.
you're not a dancer?
But
Okay, I was asking because
I know how to catch a beat. I know how to catch a beat. I know how to catch a
you know
beat.
how to catch a beat. Okay, because it's because you was running down the different cultures in the dance community, like you know what I mean, had a little two step with you.
Yeah.
So but nah, I think that's really dope. So one of the things that you talk about is being the voice of the youth. So could you talk about a little bit of your activism on FAMU campus and everywhere else that you currently traveling?
Okay, so one of my three goals is to usher in a new brand of streetwear and to connect all businesses, corporations, mentorship programs, internship programs, and scholarship programs to underserved youth, and to also become the first Black female student clothing vendor at on campus at HBCU. So not to just sell clothing on campus, but to actually have clothing be sold in the bookstores on campus. And I'll be considered like a competitor to what's it called, Champion, and Nike and whatnot. That's one of my goals. And with HBCU attire, I feel like we can do more than just put the logo itself put the logo itself on our clothing, and just like, have symbols that, speak royalty and empower the people that wear our clothing.
Okay, so you broke up a little bit when you was talking about being a vendor and not being in competition with the bookstores
Oh,
and things like that, but having your clothes in the bookstore. Yeah, so could you repeat that part because you was
mhm.
kind of breaking up?
Yeah. So one of my 3 goals is to be an official clothing vendor at our HBCUs.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, so I would be a competitor with Champion and Nike being sold in the
okay.
public stores, because it's kind of like the way the bookstore works. It's kind of like section off, like not a lot of brands can just come and work with the bookstore. You have to sign contracts and whatnot, and
Right, right.
so if the bookstore signs a contract saying that they're exclusively working with Champion, then I have to find some other way to make that possible. But I'm still working on it. It's gonna happen.
Okay, okay. So how at being a part of the youth, how has your business journey, how what have you learned in your journey with talking with vendors, with actually promoting your business and brand? Could you talk about the marketing and promotion aspect of actually being able to do to actually fulfill your dreams and to really go out and actually execute the plan?
hmm Yes. So I had 2 to 3 failures, and 1 success when it came to selling my merch. So I started out by having like a connection in Atlanta, and he would print my hoodies for me, and then that would be too expensive. And then I'll have like
A town.
a bulk, yeah, A-Town. I have like
Yeah.
a bulk of clothing that I didn't need, and then I got into like heat press and heat transfers, and then
Okay.
I was like, okay, I can do more now that I have more money. And then I started contacting wholesalers overseas, and they would create my designs for me without me having to go through all the work. It's just a slightly more expensive. But as for marketing, I created the image of a lot of people wearing my merchandise. So I would take a lot of pictures of people wearing my hoodies or dancing in my hoodies, and those dancers would create more film in my hoodies,
Right.
without me asking them to. And then when they had dance battles, they would be wearing my hoodies as well. So not only are the dancers posting videos of them wearing my clothing, there would also be people who edit videos and just mash all them up together, and I just post that. So I had something like a little movement called Peep the Hoodie. So if there's somebody standing in the background with my hoodie on, I'll post a picture and it said Peep the Hoodie. And
Okay, okay, okay. So you got a lot of different content creation strategies and growth strategies that you putting together, but it's dope that you actually able to get content from all of those different resources. People actually posting pictures in the hoodies, dancing in the hoodies, creating videos in the hoodies. So yeah, you definitely should be utilizing some of the social media growth hacks and things of that nature. So we'll talk offline a little bit more about that, but
Christopher.
yes, ma'am. So when it comes to the creation and the business aspect, well, let me talk about this first. I know you're traveling right now, and you actually have been on sort of a media run. You've been on a media run because you've been doing a couple of different interviews. So could you talk about the name of the brand, Myne Mane? Can you give us? I know because I did my homework, so I know why you created that.
Okay.
But can you tell everybody else why you came up with the name of Myne Mane for your brand?
Okay, so my main is actually a statement. It's mine main. Like, this belongs to me. It's mine main. Okay, so mine, Myne, actually has my name in it. My name is Maya, obviously. That's for mine. And main is another word, and it's a term of endearment. Okay, so it's like, instead of saying bruh, you just say main, and
Come
it's
on, man. Yeah, what's up, man?
yeah. And it pays tribute to my southern background, because my folks are from Alabama, ATL, mostly the dirty South Texas. So
Okay,
that's representative of me, and I feel like everybody who wears my brand should be able to represent themselves.
that's dope. That's dope. So it's mine, man.
Yeah.
So when you cop one of the hoodies, just letting y'all know, when you cop one of the hoodies, then you can say, look, That's mine, man. And
Yeah.
right here, the hoodie I got on, telling you right now what my sister doing is straight hustle. She
Yeah.
getting it out the mud. You understand what I'm saying? She going in, talking to these people, getting these, talking about contracts and vending. You feel me? She doing the marketing piece, the promotion, the media run. She doing more work than some of you grown folks, these grown folks, because she grown too. But I'm talking about these old heads out here that's talking about starting a business, and y'all act like y'all can't get up off the couch and get it in. So my sister really putting in the work and the hustle that's needed and necessary, and it's dope. Just to hear the story. So where are we at now with Myne Mane, and what are you doing now? What's the next stop? All of that kind of stuff.
Okay, so right now I'm changing my marketing strategy, and
Okay.
I'm working with predominantly white schools right now to see
Okay.
like how I can get them, because they're the number one consumers when it comes to
Consumers. Yep. Mm-hmm.
if I can just latch onto that and then pull in that money and then make more designs for us, then that'd be great. And then also influencer marketing. So I'm reaching out to influencers. I have a hoodie coming out that represents Miami and California because it's covered in palm trees. It's hard. I wish I could show you. It's so raw.
Yeah, I gotta see that.
But yeah, if there's any brand ambassadors in California, please, drop a comment, because I'm looking for anybody that can, do the SMEs. There's a dance called SMEs in there, and
Okay.
oh, that's all for right now. But in the future,
Okay.
I do plan on having clothing stores, like urban clothing stores, in every major city, and it's going to employ youth designers in those areas to make designs specifically for that area. So
Okay.
designs in LA or Texas, you're not gonna find in New York. So that Chicago hoodie that I made, if there was a Chicago Myne Mane store, you're not gonna find that hoodie when you go somewhere else to another Myne Mane urban store.
Okay, so all of the exclusive designs are gonna be specific to that area. So if you have a Myne Mane store in Chicago, then that's where you're gonna find all the exclusive Chicago designs.
Yep.
Same thing in Miami, same thing in LA. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's dope. That means you gotta cop what you cop when you come to that city, because you ain't gonna be able to get it nowhere else. So
Yeah.
for those who are just coming into the Campaign TV show, I am your host, brother King Cam, and I'm with my sister Maya. We talking about it's Myne Mane or Myne Mane, the brand. You understand me? Well, we talking about culture, the hoodies, the streetwear that's a representative of the community, the urban areas, and really giving a face to the youth and giving a face to our creative nature. So if you just coming in, let us know where you checking in from in the comments section. We got Newport News in the building, so we got a shout out Sister Rashawn from Newport News checking in. Brother Christopher's in here. He said that he said you didn't fail, you have some great experiences. So you don't ever have any losses, they just lessons. You don't ever have any losses, you have lessons. So every time you take a L, what we sometimes consider a loss is really a lesson, so that we'll be able to use that as we continue to move forward. And Brother Christopher also said that's a fact. I went to Abington High School, which is predominantly white, in Willow Grove. So, people are able to connect with what you're saying, Sister Maya, as it pertains to the resources and things like that in the black community versus the resources in the white community. So y'all make sure y'all tap in, like, share, subscribe, and comment. So, Sister Maya, what is the next step for Myne Mane? What's the next step, and where can people find you on social media as well?
Okay. For social media, you can find me at Myne MYNE _ MANE. For Snapchat, it's Myne Mane. For Twitter, it's Myne Mane, and for Facebook, it's Myne Mane. Everything is Myne Mane across the board. MYNE _ MANE.
Okay, MAN.
MANE.
Mane. So you can go ahead and check my sister out at Myne Mane on all social media platforms, family. Man, we're gonna be looking forward to that new hot content. We're gonna be looking forward to the new exclusive designs. We're gonna be looking forward to all that stuff. It's beautiful to have the youth come on and really empower and let us know about business, the culture, and the community, because oftentimes those who are in leadership tend to be disconnected from the grassroots. They be disconnected from the urban areas, and really it's about the voice of the people. So I'm actually going to be starting a new series where we're going to be talking to some of the people and really getting their opinion and really asking them what is it that they want. Because after, these election cycles and things like that, you don't hear nothing from the politicians. They don't come check you out no more. So, it's very important that we continue to do that. So do you, oh, Chicago in the building.
Yeah.
Chicago checking in. Yeah, Chicago just checked in the building, family. So is it any closing remarks that you want to give to people, Sister Maya?
Um, so show love to your kids. Show love to your kids. Show love to the youth. Okay, motivate them, encourage them. Always show them that they're capable of what they're doing, and tell them to pursue their dreams. Okay, tell them to dream big. Okay, it's never too late. It's never too late.
Big dreams, dream big, family. So you heard it right there. There it is. Sister Maya came on, gave us that game, told us what the youth is asking for. So those who are parents, those who have youth that's in college or that have aspirations just to do anything big, family, we got to make sure that we supporting that. We have to make sure that we supporting the dreams and that we don't direct them away from their dreams, but we get them actually more cultivate them to go after their dreams and assist them in any way it is possible. So, I think that's the most, powerful thing that we can do. The minister said that the youth, that this is the most powerful generation that we've ever created. The youth. So if you're not inspiring that, if you're not empowering that, motivating that, family, then what happened is you're not really securing the future as needed. So again, you can follow my sister at Myne Mane on social media, on all social media platforms. She got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Myne Mane. Go to the website. Oh, give her the website, sis.
Oh, the website is myne-mane.com. And my
Myne-mane.com.
yeah, my
Mine.
Instagram is mine_mane. Mine
Okay.
underscore.
Myne_Mane on Instagram and mine-mane.com so you can
Yes.
cop that merch. Make sure y'all cop up. Make sure y'all grab y'all a hoodie wherever city y'all from. Now, do you have them from? What cities do you have available? I know you got Chicago and Miami. What else? What other cities you have available?
I have King and Queen hoodies as well, but I'm working on California now.
Okay, so you trying to slide out to the West Coast?
Yes, sir.
Okay, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Well, we certainly appreciate you. Appreciate having you on, Sister Maya. It was a pleasure. You coming through, gracing us with your presence, giving us that information because definitely we want to make sure we support you. Okay?
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
man. Oh, sir, you're certainly welcome, sis. You're certainly welcome.
You
All
have
right, family. Yep. So y'all heard it right here. Y'all heard it right here. It's the Campaign TV show. It's your brother. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum.
a